Okay, I promise that this is the last video I make about Vigor. I'm not going to talk about Vigor anymore after this. Because a lot of people just do not want to hear that they don't have enough Vigor. Fine. You think 30 Vigor is enough for the game? That's great. I'm happy that you're that good at the game. I'm not, but fine. We'll let that slide. We'll let that go. You're the dodge and parry king. I am not the dodge and parry king. But I do want to mention it one more time in relation to PvP. For PvP, a high Vigor is extremely useful. And it continues to be extremely useful regardless of what level of PvP you're doing. And this is the most true. It's especially true if you're co-oping and you get invaded by an invader. If you co-op a lot, if you spend a lot of time getting helped or helping others, or if you only really play with your friends, then you, more than any other person, needs to have high Vigor. Because if you don't, a even mediocre invader is going to be able to go into your world and take you out and all of your phantoms out relatively easily. When Elden Ring first announced that they were going to have no solo host invasions, I was kind of upset by that. I thought invading was going to be harder than ever now. It was going to be almost impossible to get a kill, since you were guaranteed to every time be fighting at least 2 people. But that's not what ended up happening. In fact, the opposite kind of happened. I have never had such an easy time getting successful invasions. And I attribute this to 2 factors that play off of each other. The first is that in Elden Ring, everything does more damage. All the weapons, especially in comparison to their Dark Souls 3 counterparts, do way more damage. The time to kill in a PvP match is much shorter than it used to be. And of course, that's especially true for the weapon arts. The weapon arts do a hell of a lot of damage. And then you combine this high damage output with the second reason that invasions are so easy, which is that people don't want to level their Vigor. And you get the situation that we have today. You have an invader's paradise. I consider myself maybe an above average player, definitely nowhere near good, but I still win like 80% of the invasions that I participate in. And the reason is that a lot of these hosts and these phantoms have like less than 1000 HP, even at the end game, even at high levels like 100, 125, 150. Now, I've given some thought as to why this happens, and I think I have a hypothesis. I think that the kind of people that summon phantoms to go through legacy dungeons and the overworld probably do that quite often. And so they're accustomed to having the aggro pulled by multiple different phantoms. And this affords them a lot of opportunities to heal that they wouldn't be able to take advantage of if they were by themselves. And as a result, they only pump as much Vigor as they feel they need to not get one-shot by a boss. But that shit is not going to work on an invader. A good invader can smell how much Vigor you have. And once they land one hit and they realize they took out 30% of your health with one swing, it's like they smell blood in the water. You're done. They know, they can tell that you're one well-timed weapon art away from being part of some YouTuber's montage reel. Now at the lowest levels, invaders will typically do a lot less damage. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't prioritize Vigor. In fact, it means just the opposite. At the lowest levels is where Vigor pound for pound makes the biggest difference. At the lowest levels of invasion, upgrading one of your damage stats like strength and dexterity will sometimes give you 1 point of more damage, and that's if you're lucky. I've seen situations where they don't even give you a single point more. But investing into Vigor, on the other hand, gives you huge returns. Take a look at this clip. Why am I doing so much more damage to these hosts and phantoms than they're doing to me? It's not because my weapon is that much better than their weapons, or my armor is that much better than their armors. Maybe it is a little bit better, but that's not the reason. The reason is because I've poured almost all the points I've gotten into Vigor, and they haven't. It's not just that I'm doing more damage, it's that my bar is bigger. And so they're taking away less of a percentage of my total HP with each of their swings. So if you're into co-oping heavily, if you spend a lot of your time getting carried by your friends, if you spend a lot of your time helping other people and you enjoy that, then you need more Vigor. With enough Vigor, you can survive the initial assault of the invader. And if you can do that, then your friends can cover for you while you heal. If the invader can't kill you quickly, then it turns into a war of attrition, which will put the invader at a large disadvantage, and make it far more likely that you and your phantoms will overcome the encounter. Alright, that's the end of this video. As always, thank you very much for watching.